Spies in Disguise is the latest animated movie from Blue Sky Entertainment, the people that brought you Ice Age, and I kind of like those movies. And of course, the best thing about kids is you have a great excuse to go and see these animated movies, of which most of the time I'm not that interested in them. But I recently watched all the James Bond movies, or most of them anyway, and I kind of went into this one not really knowing too much about it, to discover Lance Sterling, the world's super secret agent, who's just fantastic, who can't do a thing wrong. He's just super cool and effortless at his job, taking down the bad guys, walking away, saving the day without having a bead of sweat on his head. Or so he thinks. And in his secret agency, we have a kind of Q-type person who is Walter, a young man who wants to help the agent save the day, but without injuring anybody. He's all about making sure people are stopped, but in a safe way, and that doesn't really fit in with Sterling's ethos. He wants to fight fire with bigger fire, and that's not the way Walter wants to work. He wants to fight fire with glitter and images of cats, and these two characters kind of meet and have their disagreement and kind of go their separate ways. But when Sterling is framed for being someone who stole a secret assassination drone, everybody's chasing after him. He goes to the only person who he thinks could possibly help, Walter, who has this top secret experiment at his home that could possibly make him disappear. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite happen the way Sterling wants it to, and he turns into a pigeon. And this is the moment where I was extremely wary. I could have lost the movie completely, but it drew me in. Will Smith's performance and Tom Holland's performance are really good as these characters. They're endearing, they're fun, they're your typical mismatched pair, and they're put together with a bunch of surrounding characters that really elevate these two and the way they're acting. You get a group of silly pigeons as well, which are really quite funny and endearing throughout the movie going on, and it feels very much in the vein of a James Bond movie, and I think that's what I attach myself to most of all. You get cool gadgets, you get spies doing their spy kind of thing, mixed with the animation style of a kind of typical kids movie. That has moments for kids, it has moments for adults, and I found myself engaged in enjoying this most of the way through. Most of the time when I go to these kiddie movies, I struggle to stick with them. I have a hard time really keeping focus and attention, but I found myself laughing often at this movie, enjoying their antics and enjoying some of the more risky moments that the movie has to offer, that the kids found kind of funny, but they weren't getting the full effect because these jokes were planted in for adults to keep us entertained as the movie went through the motions. And although the movie doesn't offer anything really in the way of surprises to the storyline, it does have familiar beats and good characterization moments where characters change, or you see their beliefs starting to move or be molded in a certain way as these two mismatched people slowly build up a relationship and come to realize that they are stronger together. It feels kind of typical in its thematics, but it's fun to see it on screen. The animation is wonderful, and initially I thought Lance Sterling looked a little bit odd, but when you get the transformation into the bird, you kind of see the way his body was shaped and how it fits into that kind of aesthetic of the bird as well. I loved the kind of gadgets and all the action that was going on. I just found it to be wonderfully entertaining and a real surprise for me. Something that made me actually want to talk about it. Often I go to these kid type movies and I come out of them bored and uninterested, and I don't do reviews because I didn't really see anything rewarding. Spies in Disguise was something that I can suggest checking out with your family, especially round about the time of the new Bonds coming out. Maybe that amplified my enjoyment of this, just watching all the Daniel Craig Bonds again. But Spies in Disguise was really fun, really entertaining and engaging and rather endearing. Something that I could wholeheartedly recommend. I'd love to know your thoughts on Spies in Disguise. Let me know in the comment box if you're going to check it out or just going to give it a miss, or if you've already seen it and your opinion. And I'll see you next time on Man v Film.